body. Now there are plenty of mechanisms of action to which fat is lost through the body, but only one way in which it actually is lost.
Are this all your lunches? You mean you eat other people's lunches? Stop it!
Alright, what is up guys? Welcome back to Aegis Athletics. In today's video, we're going to be going over the only 3 rules that you need to know in order to lose some fat. We're going to be going over some of the mechanisms to fat loss. We're going to be going over the 3 rules in depth and the ways that you can accomplish that. Before we get into it though guys, I would like to say thank you for all the recent support lately. It is much appreciated. All the comments and recent subscribers are amazing, and I would like to personally thank you guys before we get started today. With that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so essentially there are 3 types of weights that you can lose: water weight, fat, and muscle. And since essentially we don't want to be discussing necessarily water or muscle, because we definitely don't want to be losing muscle, we're going to be talking about fat. Now what is fat? Fat is essentially the energy stored in your body when your body has consumed too much or you have expended too little of that energy. This is a way for the body to put that energy into a reserve like a fuel tank. It dips into it when you need it and it stores it when you don't. These stores are what create the adipose fat tissue that surrounds the muscle and the body. Now there are plenty of mechanisms of action to which fat is lost through the body, but only one way in which it actually is lost.
Are this all your lunches? You mean you eat other people's lunches? Stop it!
Now, whether you're extremely overweight, you're obese, you're not extremely obese, you want to take fat loss very slowly and methodically. The slower and more methodically you do it, the longer you will be able to maintain that fat loss. To a certain extent. We're not talking about like Tristan Lee or anything over here, who maintains like 6% body fat seemingly all year long on his previous diets, but we won't go there. This video is more for beginners or people who just want to get introduced into the weight loss game. So hopefully with this video today, we'll be able to get you started with at least that. Alright, rule number 1, eat less, lose more. And I couldn't put it as simply as that. In order to lose fat from the body, you have to be expending more energy than you put into it. So usually the easiest way to do that is to cut calories. Now my recommendation of calorie cutting would have to be only 100 to 200 calories a day to start. Well Jed, why don't I just drop my calories by 1,000 and be in extreme deficit and lose it in a month rather than 3 months? Trust me, when you try to cut 1,000 calories out of your diet, it is torture. Go ahead, try it. Count up your calories throughout the 7-day week. Each day, add up those calories and then divide it by 7 and you get your mean number. Take that mean number, subtract 1,000 off of it, and I guarantee you are going to be torturing yourself each and every day. But if you reduce your calories by 1 to 200, it is an easy transition. And rule number 2 is exercise is king. On your fat loss journey, you're going to want to start to implement exercise, and it really doesn't matter what it is. It can be walking, it could be running, it could be jogging, it could be crab walking for an hour, it could be weightlifting, weight training, powerlifting, and the list goes on. But as long as you're elevating your heart rate, as long as your body is moving, your body will also start to produce essential hormones that will aid in metabolizing those fats, also triggering that fat loss response. I mean, let's face it, no exercise is bad exercise unless it's CrossFit. Just kidding, you guys, don't hurt me. Starting off though, you want to keep it simple. 10-minute walks in the morning, 10-minute walks in the evening. This is going to help speed up your metabolism, it's going to encourage fat loss, and it's going to help burn off some of those extra calories throughout the day so you don't have to cut more calories back for your diet. That's why rule number 1 and rule number 2 go hand in hand. You want to cut more calories from your diet, go ahead and do so, but you can also exercise more instead of cutting those calories, and I think that's what people don't quite understand. Let's take an example here. If you went from baseline, say you were only eating 2,200 calories a day, not a lot, it's just a good number to reference. So say you're at 2,200 calories a day and you wanted to maintain that amount of calories because you feel like that amount of food is just right, and you feel if you decrease the amount of calories anymore that you might feel hungrier throughout the day, you exercise. Add another 10-minute walk to the end of the day. Add another 10,000 steps to the day. However you want to do it, add some exercise to the equation, and I guarantee you will start to see results. Moving on to rule number 3, which realistically, I don't know how it could be a rule. It's more of a state of mind, but 3 rules sounds a lot cooler for the thumbnail and title than 2. So that's where we're at here. But rule number 3 would have to be willpower. Anything you do in life that's worth it, and I mean anything, is going to take some willpower. It's going to take some get up and go to really, really motivate yourself into forming new habits, forming new diets, and realistically forming a new lifestyle for yourself. That's why I emphasize the importance of taking this slow, adding it slowly in steps, decreasing calories very slowly, exercising, adding new exercises very slowly and cautiously as you're doing this in the beginning. You don't want to shock the body too much. You don't want to be uncomfortable too much because let's face it, when we're at the beginning of something, usually we use any excuse we can to say, do we really need this anymore? And then we stop. The slower you do this and the longer amount of time that you spend doing this, the easier it is to become a habit in your life. Any journey begins with the first step, okay? So whether that be exercise, whether that be diet, whether that be getting in the right mindset, you have to take that first step in order to do so. So I hope all in all that these rules can help you guys have a good understanding of where you need to be when you start your fitness journey. Also, just kind of a rebuttal for anybody who wants to say that calories in, calories out doesn't work. I would like to introduce you to Aegis Barbieri, and he's the larger gentleman that you see behind me, or was, because that's also him. After fasting for 385 days, he also lost 275 pounds. Now granted, he didn't eat nothing. It's reported that he ate like a hard-boiled egg, he drank coffee, he had tea, he had multivitamins, he had nutritional yeast, so he didn't basically just keel over and die from lack of micronutrients in the body and such. It's proving that if you don't eat anything, or hardly anything, maybe a few hundred calories a day, you're absolutely going to lose weight, especially obese people, especially overweight people. But he was able to get down to about 160 pounds in 1 year from being well over like 400 pounds, I believe. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, I do try to answer everybody's comments down below. As of lately, there has been a ton, so do forgive me if I'm not able to reach you or anything in the comments, but just know that I do try to reach back. And with that being said, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe if you're new, and turn on that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.